Here we go. Here I am doing videos again for the people that need my help. This is called quadratic equations. Our objective is to factor and find some solutions. So first things first, you gotta write my notes. When the number here is negative and the number is here negative, and here when you get these numbers, the bigger number will be negative. This one, when everything's positive here and here, both of them will be positive. You'll understand once I start doing some of them. The other two. By the way, make sure you have it nearby when you do these type of problems. When that one's positive and that one's negative, both of them will be negative. When this one's negative and positive, the smaller one will be negative. Okay, keep them close by so when you encounter my problems, here's number one. Oh, it's the other way around. So, number one, it says negative 22 and 9. So I am looking for numbers that once you multiply them will give you the number. When you add it or subtract it, will give you 9. So negative 22. Well, this one's negative. This one's positive. When that happens, I gave you the notes. When it's negative and positive, I believe the smaller number is negative. So we got to find the factors of 22 that will give me 9. So 22 divided by 1. And all this is done in your calculator. You don't have to write it in my paper. It's just going to be 1 times 22. If I add it, it will give me 23. If I subtract it, 21. That's not what I'm looking for. 22 divided by 2. So it's this 2, and whatever answer you get from here, so it'll be 11. If I add it, it gives me 13. If I subtract it, 11 minus 2 gives me 9. That's what I want. 11. Well, let me do 2 first. 2 and 11. It doesn't really matter. 11 could go there, 2 can go there. It's just however you want. So remember, I'm just dividing and finding the factors. Because it's negative and it's positive, I gave you my notes, the ones you should have copied. It's telling me the smaller number needs to be negative. And analyze it. 11 minus 2 does give you 9. 11 times negative 2 does give me negative 22. So let's do another one, 80. Ignore the signs for now. Eventually, we'll deal with them at the end. So 80 divided by 1 is just 1 times 80. So for that one, 1 plus this will give me 81. By the way, if it's not even near this number, just skip it. It's not my answer. 80 divided by 2, 2 times 40. 40 is not even close to this one. Ignore it. Keep going. 80 divided by 3. You're going to see that once you divide it and you put it in a calculator, it cannot be divided evenly. So skip that one. 3 don't work. It needs to be a whole number like this. Try 4. So it's going to be 4 times 20. Not nearby this 2. If you added 24, if you subtracted 16, don't what? 80 divided by 5. Which, by the way, I'm not good with those things. That's what? 5 times 26. If you added 31, if you subtracted, it gives me 21. It don't work. 80 divided by 6. You're going to notice that it doesn't work. 80 divided by 7, it doesn't work. 80 divided by 8, it should give me 8 times 10. If I add it, it gives me 18, but if I subtract 10 minus 8, it gives me 2. So that is my answer. That's how I'm getting the factors. All this, you gotta do it in your calculator. You don't gotta write it in my paper. It takes too long. But if you do it quickly, it's just the combination of the two factors in order to get this one. So 8 and 10 is my answer. Now we gotta analyze it. Again, 8 and 10 were my answers. And I got it by dividing 80 divided by 8. When it's negative here, when it's negative there and it's negative here, look at my notes. It should tell you which one's negative. When there's negative here, and my note says bigger number will be negative. So analyzing negative 10 plus 8 should give you negative 2. That's how you do the x's. That's how you do the x's. 1 to 12. That gives you 1 grade. The other 6 come from the thing I'm about to do. these things. Quadratic formulas. My goal is to solve for factors and to solve for solutions, roots, zeros. They are the same thing. The first things first, I gotta make sure it's in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The square always comes first. Then the number with the letter, then the number by itself. The square comes first. Then the number with the letter, then the number by itself. The square comes first. Then the number with the letter, then the number by itself equals 0. This one's already set up. So I'm gonna use my x. If you don't see a number here, it's always a 1. So 1 times this, that number goes on the top. The 1 in here goes in the middle, so 12 goes there. Once again, 1 times 36 goes there. Number in the middle goes here. Number with the letter goes there. So I'm looking for factors of 36 that will give me 12. So if you didn't get what I was doing, I just do 36 divided by 1 is just 1 and 36. 36, not close to 12, ignore it. 36 divided by 2 equals 2 times 18. Well, if I add it, it gives me 20. If I subtract it, it gives me 16. This one, 1. 36 divided by 3. 3 times 12. Well, this one's 12 and this one's 12. It cannot be possible if I add it or subtract it. 36 divided by 4. So 4 and 9. If I add it, it gives me 13. Close. That's not my answer. So far, none of these have worked. Let me keep going. 36 divided by 5 will not work. 36 divided by 6. 6 times 6. But what do you know? If I add it, it gives me 12. So 6, go here. If it's positive and positive, you look at my notes, both of them will be positive. So my factors are these. Factors, not x, p, since I'm dealing with the letter p. P plus 6, that is the number there, plus p plus 6, these are my factors. Now my solutions is just the opposite of this. So p equals -6. And I'm only doing one because this is the same thing. This solution, zeros, roots. That's how I find solutions, roots, and all that. But this one was simple. Let me show you one which is not set up yet. Copy it for your notes. That way it will help you with my homework. Look at this one. Remember, the form always is this. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The one with the square always goes first, so k squared. The number with the letter comes next, but all of them must be on one side. This is a problem. Not even. I just have to move them. So if I move the number with the letter, if I move it across, the sign changes. It used to be plus, now it will be -6k. Same thing with this number. It needs to be on this side, so it used to be plus, it would be -27 equals 0. I'm ready to do my x. Remember this times this, -27. The one in the middle goes there, -6. Factors of 27, that will give me 6. Factors of 37, that will give me 6. Well, it's 1 times 27. That one won't work. The next one, 3 times 9. When negative inevitably happens, the bigger number is -2. You use it in my notes. My factors. K plus 3. K minus 9. Remember, these are my factors. My solutions is the opposite of this. So K equals -3. K equals +9. These are my solutions. My roots. My zeros. That's how you do my homework with quadratic. Day number 1. Quadratic functions, day number 1. Just in case I went too fast, I'm going to do one more. This is actually the homework. I'm going to go already with the homework. The homework is this, 1 through 12. And I think I already did 1 and 2 or 3. 1 through 12 gives you 1 grade. The other one comes from this, 1 through 6. So I'm finding the factors, I'm finding the solutions. First things first, I gotta set them up in the form I know. So it needs to be a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In my homework, I believe the 2 is in the bottom, fix it. If the 2 is after the letter, that means it's a square. And I did it on Google Classroom. The formats were different, so they cannot be read. So I know the square comes first, so n squared. Then the number with the letter. Well, this one doesn't have a letter. I gotta move this one. You only change the sign when you move it across the equal sign. This one, I'm just rearranging it so it'll be plus. Same thing with this one. I didn't move it across the equal sign. I'm just rearranging it so minus 11 equals 0. You do it like this, negative 11. This one goes to the bottom. Find me the factors, find me the solutions. One more before I go. The square goes first. So x squared, then the number with the letter, it's already there. Then the number by itself, but this one's across the equal sign, so I must move it. It used to be positive, now it will be negative equals 0. 1 times this gives me negative 70, and then negative 9. Find me the factors. There you go. Again, my objective was to look for factors and solutions, and I have done it. Just do my work. I hope it helps you.